And thanks again for joining us. Now, students who sat for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination will have their results in about 2 weeks. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha says marking of multiple choice examinations is over, with composition and Insha being marked currently. He spoke in Kisumu as he oversaw the distribution of KCSE exams and also addressed the issue of irregularities in the exams.
Today marks the third week of the examination process, and we are proceeding extremely well, taking all things into consideration. As you are aware, this examination has gone as per schedule, except for the few tricks which I warned you about earlier. It is regrettable, as I speak to you, that there are various WhatsApp groups that are circulating fake papers which we have affirmed that are fake. And we are seeing unusual interest in fake papers. But I wanted you to, I hope you captured the integrity of the boxes that we are opening there. And in those boxes, those examination scripts, as soon as you put one on Mtandao, we are able to know where it was opened from. And we are then able to trace where it was opened from. Like the case in Rongo, which is already in the public domain, where I think the askari was deflected with a good cup of tea, innocently, and that gave the center manager the opportunity to go to his office with the box, open it, and take a photo and scan it. The important thing to remember here is that this scanning is done after 6 o'clock. And usually, we are basically just confusing our children. Because there's no way you can cram the content and then convey it to children when the police are there. So that's why I'm saying, let us have the police too. One must be doing rounds. So that's going on now. The second paper is the one that is usually under attack, but we have ensured that that attack is thwarted, and that even if you are able to get a few crooks to sit for the paper, they are unable to get the paper back to the children in the examination hall. This is happening in about 0.001%. The annoying thing is that it is taking quite a bit of our time. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, our children have done very well. As far as the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education is concerned, the marking of the multiple choice is complete. We are now marking Insha and composition. And I would want to inform the nation that there was a very, very unfortunate incident in Kitui where a child was taken out of an examination room and sent home. You will recall that His Excellency the President has directed that any child who presents himself or herself to an examination center must be allowed to take the exam. All the other things can be discussed later. So we hope that the teacher who had the audacity to cause this child to miss English composition will be severely disciplined by the Regulator Teacher Service Commission. As far as the child is concerned, we at the Ministry of Education shall ensure that justice is done to that child. That child shall be graded without that composition, because it was not the child's fault. I'm going to great length to state this, because we are taking exams in very, very strange times. I want to re-emphasize once again that even if we catch children with phones in the classrooms, we shall confiscate the phones as they get analyzed and allow the children to complete their examinations. The consequences will be later, after due diligence. This is not the way we usually do it, but this year we are bent backwards to ensure that every child is afforded an opportunity to take an examination. I would like to thank the Fourth Estate once again for being reasonably helpful with the matters that are constructive in calming down our children. And I think that going by what we have seen, despite the fact that we're in the third wave and that many people are dying, I think the examination is halfway through. We are taking very good care of the teachers who are assembled in Nairobi right now, marking the computer and insha, and that should any opportunity or any situation arise, it is dealt with properly. Ours is to continue to tell our children who are listening to us that this examination shall be done, remembering that they were out of school for 7 months.
Right, that's the CS for Education, Professor George Magoha.